So if you missed class or simply just want to refresh, here is the random sampling activity that we did in class on A2 on how to use a list of random numbers. So right now, if you look at your classroom Cami, it should look something like this. Actually, let me see if my 8th period, yeah, you guys are like, what? Look at what Mrs. Overman has. There we go. This one might actually be better because it's at the end. But no, actually, I think the last one was good. Let's stick with it. We're fine. All right. So anyways, we have here, we're going to be using the random number table above to select students to be surveyed in the following scenarios. So we're going to do partner A. So the way we do these is we tend to do problem 1 together, then problem 2 together, and 3. So we work in partners on the board and we try to help each other out. So Mrs. Overman has 90 AP statistics students. Use line number 1 to pick 3 of her students. So what we would do here is I'm just typing the first 2 digits. So we're kind of like going, let me go ahead and highlight it. There we go. So see those 2 digits there? 44 is my first student, then 39, and then you probably want to do 4. But actually the reason there are gaps here is just to help you see the numbers so that you don't get drowned with them all crammed together. So this 4 actually goes with that 7, okay? And so my first 3 are 44. I don't know why I have the 44 written like that. I don't need that. 44, 39, and 47. So that's my first 3. Now let's go look at problem 1 for partner B. I'm going to go ahead and pick a different color here. She has 67 students, and we're going to pick the first 3. So we've got 11, 17, and 35. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Now let's go back to Mrs. Overman. She continues picking students using line 1. So I went back here and you can see, oops, that's supposed to be a 61. I meant to do that. I was like, I misread. That's supposed to be a 61. So the first 2 digits I pulled up here was a 61, right? So that's person 4. Then I have 00, then 85, 97, 32, 68. So why did I cross out the 00? All right, well, let me add a note. Cross out 00 because there is no student 00, right? So actually, I'll just say cross out because there is no student 00. You can also see I crossed out or 97. I only have 90 students, right? So you can see here I have 90 students. So I'm going to use, let me go ahead and add a note here. Use 2 digits. Ignore 00 and 91 through 99. That's how I did that there. With Miss Wu, we use 2 digits because that's all we need. Ignore 00 and 67 through 99. And that should work. All right. So looking at her, if we come and add the next 2 digits, we have 88, 78, 25, 51, 61, 50. So I usually tend to do more than I need and then go back and cross out. So why do we cross out 88 and 78? She doesn't have no students 88 or 78, so we cross out. And we ignore them. All right. Now, the next one's a little trickier. All right. So here, I'm going to use line 4. So line 4 right here, let me go ahead and highlight. We'll use a different color. Hopefully something not too dark. We'll see how it looks. All right. So line 4, my first student is 81, then 23, then 81. And you're probably thinking, oh, that sounds good. Well, the problem is, don't pick student 81 twice. 83 is the actual answer. So list the 3 students she picks. There's my first, second, and my third student. All right, I don't need the other ones. All right, this one is a little bit of a pain in the butt because I went ahead and did the other. So let me go back up here. I want her 12th student. And the reason it took me so long is that I already picked the random numbers. And I was trying to make sure that the partner B got to do a repeat. Well, if we continued on, it starts off like Mrs. Overman's list, right? There's student 5, and then 6 we ignored, and then 7. So see how there's the 7th student was 68. The 8th student should be 50. Well, let's see. Who will be 61, 85, 32, 68? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm trying to get to the 12th, right? So student 53. Oops, did I go too far? Let's find out. I counted 5. Oh, I had to cross off extra for Miss Wu because she couldn't see how we could use the 85 and the 68. She can't. So these had to get crossed off. So that's why this one's not there and that one's not there, is because she only has 67 students, right? Okay, I was like, why did I have 6 here? Good answer. All right. So then we ignore the 85. We have 53, 07, 08, 09, 16, 03, 00. And you're probably thinking 47 would work fine, but wait, I already have 47. 47's a repeat, so it's actually student 61, okay? Then finally, another thing that I expect you to be able to do is to properly ask a question for a survey. She wants to, so going back to Mrs. Overman, she wants to know the average number of AP courses they are taking. Write down a proper survey question that she should ask her students. So one of the common mistakes is people say, what are the average number of AP courses students are taking? But a student can't answer that. So if I were to ask it of you, the question you could answer is, how many AP courses are you taking, right? Then going to Miss Wu, she wants to know the average number of siblings for her students. What would be a good question? Well, how many siblings do you have? So that's what we did on the boards to check your understanding and promote some thinking. Hope it all makes sense.